check it out. I got $50,000 right here. And what if I told you there was a way to put it into real estate where 20 years from now, it turned into $4.3 million? Well, for that to happen, all you have to do is figure out how to identify real estate that produces on average a 25% annual ROI. Well, guess what? That's totally doable as long as you have the right tips. Today, I've got 12 for you. And if you follow all 12 of these, then you can take a small amount of money and you can do what wealthy do. They turn it into a lot of money through the game of real estate. All right, tip number one, you gotta start by choosing the right strategy, right? Could it be commercial real estate that's right over here? Could it be single family? Is it multifamily? What strategy are you gonna use? For me, I think everyone should start in single family. Number two, don't diversify inside your strategy. In other words, you wanna select a niche and then you wanna dominate, because every time you do that, you're gonna get better. Single family homes worked for me once, twice, so I've done it 6,000 different times now. Now there's no one on the planet that has the level of expertise as an individual that I do in that game. All right, tip number three. Understand local market trends. I'm going to tell you right now that your backyard may not be the smartest place to buy real estate. Instead, there's 324 major backyards around the country. I want to go where the population is moving. For example, last year, New York and California each lost over 500,000 people. Guess what? The woke liberal trends are killing those markets, but you should be asking, where are people moving to? Right now, it's Florida and it's Texas. Number four, if you want to crush it in the game of real estate and hit those ROIs, you've got to network. You got to talk to realtors. You got to talk to title agencies. You want to talk to people that are in the game, in the business, other investors, other attorneys, because first of all, this is where I find really good deals. Almost every one of the first 25 homes that I bought that created original financial independence for me was found through networking. Basically saying, I'm an investor, I'm looking for deals, I talk to humans, I open my mouth, and I found the deals that way. Number five, be creative with financing. Everyone's going to make you believe that it takes money to make money, but I'm here to tell you that that is not true. $3,300 is all I needed to make my first $1.6 million in real estate over 15 years ago. There's always money somewhere. Someone's got it, as long as the deal is good. So if you learn how to network and find a really good deal with a high ROI, I got news for you. The bank will put up the majority of money, someone else will put up some of the money, and boom, you're off to the races. Number six, perform due diligence. If you're looking at buying a property, you gotta hire an inspector to come in there and identify all the problems, because the last thing you wanna do on accident is buy a lemon. Never skimp on an inspection. Number seven, use automation whenever possible. It's called delegation. Don't have lone wolf syndrome that says, I do it all by myself. Instead, it's like, I have realtors that find good deals for me. I have them perform the CMA, the market analysis. I have property managers that actually put tenants in these homes. At the end of the day, my real estate is super passive, even though it's making me a lot of bank. Number eight, don't tip the government. The whole game of getting into real estate, single families, is you can do accelerated depreciation or you can just do simple depreciation. Write off the home over 27 and a half years means that every dollar of positive cash flow that you get after it's rented and expenses are paid, you don't pay taxes on that because the depreciation counts against it. And there's usually leftover benefits to write off against your income. This is why for my first 7 years as a real estate investor, I didn't pay the government any taxes. Number nine, master the art of negotiation. Here's the way I do it. It's wicked simple and wicked fast. If I know my number, I'm gonna basically say, here's my highest and best offer. And I want you to give me a verbal response. No contracts, no paperwork, no back and forth. And what it means is that realtor to realtor can have a conversation and tell me whether I was able to secure a deal in a matter of minutes. Tip number 10, Chris, what happens if my property goes unrented, it's vacant, or someone destroys it? Well, the 10th tip is to have a SWAN account. It stands for a sleep well at night account. In other words, have some reserves. Whether you own real estate, whether you own a business, it's important to make sure you have something set aside on the side for worst case scenarios. And you know what? It doesn't have to be a lot of money to give you that sleep well at night account feeling. All right, number 11, you gotta be patient and you gotta be disciplined. That means that you make a plan, you start buying properties, and then you have to stick with the plan through time. The reason why I say be patient is because you're not gonna get rich overnight in the game of real estate because it's a growth game. You go to business if you wanna get rich overnight. overnight. The game of real estate is waking up in 10 or 20 years and saying, oh my gosh, where did these millions of dollars came from? Well, it came from owning a house like that over there. Maybe not a house that you would live in, something small and basic. My typical strategy is to buy single family homes. I buy them in the best markets, below the median, entry level, usually brand new. And in that niche, I dominate. And here's my 12th tip of the day for you. Have standards. Would I be buying this? You tell me, would you be a proud owner of this? I wouldn't be. Standards means that you're buying real estate that is nice, it's gonna perform well, the tenants are gonna take care of the property, and you're gonna wake up years from now and say, oh my gosh, this thing appreciated, I got this cash flow, I didn't have to pay taxes on it, I had standards.